Hello everyone, in this video we'll be going over how to solve week 1's secret puzzle within the heroic 0 hour mission. As of recording this video, this is currently a very glitchy secret, but from what it sounds like Bungie is fixing it right now, so if you're worried about wasting your time, check the pinned comment for any updates from them on this situation. If you've completed the 0 hour mission from Mithrax and obtained your Outbreak Perfected, you'll unlock the heroic version on the EDZ map. Complete the heroic version to get the catalyst, and you're ready to start this puzzle. To begin the puzzle, clear the first wave of enemies in the very beginning of the mission. You're going to want to pick up this Void Configuration bounty before you move on. The bounty requires you to collect 3 keycards and sieve a particulate. So while you're running the mission, you'll want to pick up the following cards at these spots. When you drop down onto the rooftop area when loading into the passage, continue down the vent like you normally would, and when you drop down, begin heading towards the exit hole over by the blue and black crates, but do a 180 after dropping off the ledge and you'll see a small area to crawl underneath. Shoot out the cover and try not to fall into this hole that's sitting directly in front of this blue key card. When you pick this up, everyone who has the bounty will get the key. The green key card can be found right before you exit the pipe into the outside area where you have to scale the giant wall. After entering the room, turn right, go all the way to the wall, and then spin around to see another small area to crawl into. Inside will be the second key card. The red key card is hidden directly after the big wall climbing section. Once you round the corner and make it to the very top and back inside the wall, instead of going right to go down the slide, turn left and go all the way to the wall. Here you'll find a vent leading to the final key card. One thing I want to mention is that you should be speedrunning this mission to the best of your ability. You want to get through this as fast as possible because the more time you have to solve this puzzle, the better. From the final key card you picked up, just make your way to the giant Cryptarch Hall with all the artifacts in it as quickly as possible. Once you've passed the incinerator, you can begin solving this puzzle. The solution to this comes from many people in the community collaborating on this. I certainly didn't figure this out alone. Math class compiled a data spreadsheet that people were able to contribute data to, allowing us to solve this whole thing, so big shout out to them and everyone else who joined in on figuring this out. I will link all the necessary stuff in the description, so anything you see in this video will be down there. So let's take a moment and lay out the space we're working with. In the room with all the artifacts, there are 3 main consoles, numbered console 1, 2, and 3. Console 1 is to the back left of the map, console 2 is to the front right part of the map, and console 3 is in the front left part. When you walk up to each of them, you'll see the prompt to begin the sequence, assuming you have the datapad in your pursuits. There are also 7 small rooms, each with vault mechanisms that glow a different color. There are 4 of these rooms on the left side with consoles 1 and 3, and 3 rooms on the right side with console 2. Inside each of these rooms are 7 pairs of these blue circles. They act as what we'll call little nodes that you can interact with. Like on the map shown here, when you enter into a small room, this is how the nodes are numbered. 4 is the one directly in front of you, 7 is the front left, 6 is the back left, 2 is the front right, 1 is the back right, 5 is the left middle, and 3 is the right middle. Your goal is to listen to the sequence of numbers said aloud by your teammates, and then using the spreadsheet you can determine exactly what room you want to enter and which node you should be activating. So how do you get the sequence? Well, the way you're probably meant to do this is by having every person take one of the consoles. When you begin the sequence from one of these consoles, looking at the blue circles, you'll notice that a specific section of them will be lit up yellow. The way you should be looking at these circles is like a clock. The top right section is 1, then 2, 3, 4, going clockwise all the way around the circle until you get to the top left section, which is 12. Reading aloud the number on the left circle and then the right circle will give you 2 numbers. For example, if the left circle is showing the 7th space lit up and the right circle is showing the 9th space lit up, you would call out 7, 9. Since there are 3 consoles and each player is reading one of them, you'll have a sequence of 6 numbers. But to make this easier, you only really need 2 people reading the consoles, and 1 person will be a floater. Since you only have 2 people reading numbers, you'll only have to worry about 2 consoles, which is always enough to determine the node you need to hit. It doesn't matter which consoles you pick, by the way, but I found it easiest to have your teammates sitting at consoles 1 and 3 on the left side of the room, because each teammate could cover 2 rooms, while the floater could cover the 3 rooms on the opposite side. So when the sequence begins, you'll have player 1 read what they see on their console. Let's say, for example, they're sitting at console 1 and they call out 4, 3. The second player then does the same. Let's say they're sitting at console 3 and they call out 2, 9. Everyone then looks at the spreadsheet to try and find the sequence 4, 3, 2, 9. Since we're not using the second console, we can avoid looking at this column and focus on the first and third. When you find the sequence, call out the name of the node associated with that sequence. The name will consist of a color and a number. The color determines which room the node is in, and the number determines which node you have to hit. So in our example, since 4, 3, and 2, 9 were called out, that would mean the node name is green 1, meaning someone should enter into the green room and hit the node in the back right of the room. Since player 1 is sitting at console 1, they can be in charge of covering the green and white rooms, which are the rooms to the right and left, while someone else sits at console 3 and they cover the yellow and red rooms, and the floater can cover the 3 rooms on the opposite side, purple, blue, and cyan. This way you can minimize the running around and save time. If you activate one of the nodes, you'll know you got it correct if you see the node turn green and you hear this sound. Once you correctly activate a node, or as it's called, lock the sequence, you must now repeat that process 48 more times. Nope, that's not a joke. You must complete 49 sequences within the remaining time of the mission, and for every single node that you hit correctly, you'll gain 15 seconds back. Keep in mind that you need the datapad with the keys to be able to interact with a node. This is why you want to be quick getting through the mission. The more time you save, the more time you'll have to enter the code. So to recap the instructions quickly, you should set up your room by having 2 players sitting at 2 of the consoles. Each player reads out the numbers present on their circles, from left to right. Then you consult the spreadsheet, figure out which node name the sequence is associated with, and then have the person nearest to it enter into the room and hit that node. Repeat this for a total of 49 times and you'll be able to gather enough particulate to complete the bounty. If at any time during this puzzle you want to track your progress, you can manually track the bounty in your inventory and see how many nodes you've done by pulling up your ghost. Alright, so spoiler warning, I'm about to show the reward for completing the week 1 void puzzle. Skip to the time on screen if you don't want it spoiled. The reward for this week 1 void configuration puzzle is an exotic ship schematic. This will be in your pursuits, and as you can see, it requires you to complete the solar and arc configurations to be able to repair the ship. It's likely going to be the same puzzle over again, but we won't know until next week. When you complete the bounty, you will also be rewarded with particulate progress on your catalyst. It bumps you from 20% to 33%, meaning if you do this puzzle each week, you'll be able to complete the catalyst in 3 weeks. And that's all there is to it. Collect the void configuration datapad, collect the 3 keys, and then correctly lock the sequence 49 times, and do it before time expires. I will leave all the necessary links in the description, a link to the spreadsheet and the maps and any diagrams you might need. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comments. Just remember that when I made this video, this was currently bugged and sometimes the datapad would just disappear out of your inventory, which was the most frustrating thing ever. If this happens, I would suggest waiting until Bungie deploys a fix for it, which I assume has either already happened or is happening right now. It is a very, very unfortunate bug, but once it's sorted out, you should be able to practice this much more reliably. That's going to do it for the void configuration puzzle. Hope you found it useful, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.